Hi guys, welcome back to another video of Easy Tutorials. Today in this video we will learn how to create a beautiful animation on the button using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Here on my website you can see a button. When I click on this button, it throws some bubbles in all the directions that looks very beautiful. There are lots of circles coming out of this button when we click on it. Some of the circles have colored background and some circles with transparent background. We will make this animated button with beautiful click effect using HTML, CSS and very simple JavaScript in just 10 minutes. But before starting this video, please hit the like button and also subscribe my channel Easy Tutorials. Now let's start this tutorial. Here in this folder I have one HTML and one CSS file. Let me open these files with my code editor, which is Visual Studio Code. You can use any code editor. So this is the HTML file where I have added the basic HTML structures, and this one is the CSS file. In this HTML file I have added this link tag that will connect HTML and CSS file. Now we will add the code in the body tag. So here we will create one div with the class name hero. Now we will add the CSS for this class name. So just add this class name in the CSS file, and here we will add some CSS properties. So first we will add the width and height. After that we will add display flex, then align items center and justify content center, so that contents inside this div will be in the center of the web page. Now let's come back to the HTML file, and here we will create one button, and for this button we will add one class name btn, and here we will add the button text. So the button text is click here. After adding this, let me come back to the folder and open this HTML file with any web browser. So you can see this button on the web page. Now let me close this browser and I will open the browser with the Visual Studio Code extension called Live Server, so that it will refresh the website automatically whenever we will add any changes in the code file and save the code file. So you can see the same web page. Now let's come back to the HTML file, and here we have this button. So let's add this class name here btn. For this one we will add CSS properties, display inline block, then we will add the font size and we will add some padding. It will be a space inside the button. Then we will add the background. Here we will add one color code, and after that we will add the color. It will be the button text color. It is white. Then we will add border radius so that the sides will be round. Then we will add the border none and outline none. Next we will add the cursor pointer, and position it will be relative. After that we will add box shadow. Then let's refresh the website again. Now you can see this button here with some beautiful shadow, and this button looks good. Next we will add the click effect on this button. So let's come back, and here we will add the class name .btn, then colon active, and let's add the background. Here we will add a slightly different color code, then we will add a different shadow. And in this btn we will add transition box shadow 0.25 seconds. After adding this, let's come back to the website, and here you can see if I click here, the background color of this button is changing and the shadow is also changing when we click here. Now we have to create some circles or bubbles. For that we will come back to the HTML file, and inside this button we will add a space just before this closing button tag. Here we will add one span tag, and let's duplicate it. We will create multiple circles, so let's duplicate it. I will add the span tag for 24 times. We will create 24 circles. So I have added 24 span open and closing span tag. After that, if I open the website, you can see there is no change, but let's come back to the CSS file, and here we will add .btn and a span. For the span tag, here we will add the background, the same color code, and we will add the border. It will be 1 pixel solid, and again the same color code. And now we will add the width and height for the circle. It is 14 pixel. Then we will add border radius 50%. so it will be a circle. Then we will add position absolute, and let's add any position. For now I will add top 10 pixel and left 10 pixel. If I refresh the website, you can see it is not visible because it is over the button. So let's add minus 10 pixel and minus 10 pixel. So it will be above the button. So you can see this dot here. So actually all the 24 circles are overlapping each other. That's why we are seeing only one. So let's come back and remove this one. And again we will add dot btn span colon nhchild1. So if we are adding nhchild1, it will select only first span. We have 24 span, so now we are adding CSS for the first one. So for the first circle we will add top minus 20% and left minus 10%. After adding this, again come back to the website. You can see one circle here. Now let's duplicate it, and here we will add nhchild2 for the second span. Here we will add top minus 130% and left it will be 0. After adding this, again come back to the website. You can see the second circle. Now let's duplicate it, and here we will add nhchild3 for the third span. Again we will change the position. So here we will add top minus 50% and left 10%. After adding this, you can see 3 circles here. Now in the third circle we will add transparent background. So here we will add background transparent. Now you can see the third circle is transparent. So we have added 3 circles. Like this, you have to add different position for all the 24 circles that we have added in the HTML file. So let me add it different top and left position for all the spans. Here I am adding background transparent for some of the circles and different top and left position. You can add any random position. So we have total 24 span. So we will create 24 bubbles or circle. Now we are adding CSS for 15th circle. Now for the 16th one. In this 16th one we are adding background transparent. This is for the 18 and 19. This is 20. 21, 22. In the 22 also we will add background transparent. You can add background transparent in any one that you want. So after adding different position for all 24 span, you can see it looks like this. The circle positions may be different for you if you add different position for all the span. Let's come back, and here we will add one class name dot anim, and for this one we will add animation, any name like moving. It will be for 0.5 seconds, linear, and here we are adding reverse and forwards. Forwards means it will stop the animation after completing for one time. Here we will add keyframes for this animation. Then we will add 0%, at 0%, transform scale 0. Then we will add 10%. At the 10% we will add transform scale 1. Now we will add 100%. At 100% we will add the top 50% and left 50%. For all the span, the position will be same, top 50 and left 50. Next we have to add this anim class name whenever we will click on the button. That we will do using JavaScript. We have to add click event in this button. So here in this button we will add one ID called btn, like this. Come back to the bottom. Above this closing body type we will add a script, and here let's add let btn equal to document.getElement by id, and write the id which is btn. Now in the next line we will add let a spans equal to document.getElements by tag name, because a span is a tag name here and it is multiple span. So here we will add get elements by tag name and write this span here. So it will be an array. So after adding this, Here we will add btn.onClick because we have to add the click function on this button. btn.onClick equal to function, and in this function we will add the block of code. So here we will add one for loop, a span of a spans. So it will apply the CSS for each span because spans is an array. In this one we will add a span.classlist.add, and which class name? This one, anim. So it will actually add this anim class name in all the individual span one by one because we are adding a for loop. Next we have to remove this class name after few seconds or in fraction of second. So here we will add set timeout function, comma, and time, which is 500 millisecond, which means 0.5 second. So in this one we will add the same for loop, and instead of add we will add remove. So it will actually remove anim class name from all the span after 0.5 second because we are adding set timeout. So here you can see if I click on this button, it is throwing the circles or bubble out of this button. But right now these circles are coming over the button. It should be behind the button. For that we have to add the z index. So let's come back to the CSS file and let's see where we have added the CSS for the button. Here it is .btn. So in this one we will add z index. Let's add 2, and for the span, let's see, here we have the .btn span. In this one we will add z index -1. So these span circles will be behind the button. Now these circles are coming out from behind the button. Right now these circles are displaying by default, so we have to hide these bubbles after completing the animation. For that let's come back, and here in this span we will add transform scale 0. So the size will be 0, it will be invisible. After adding this, let's come back. You can see these circles are invisible. If I click here, it is displaying and it will disappear after few seconds. So finally we have completed this beautiful click effect for this button. I hope this video will be helpful for you. If you have any question, you can ask me in the comment section. Please like and share this video, and also subscribe my channel Easy Tutorials to watch more videos like this one. Thank you so much for watching this video.